Hi everyone, my name is Carly, and today I wanted to do another book talk about this book, though I'm sure you could tell by the thumbnail and the title. Geekerella by Ashley Poston. And what this is that it's a retelling of Cinderella, but it takes place more in that fandom-y culture-esque kind of way. It follows Danielle, who lives with her stepmother and stepsisters, and she's obsessed with a show called Starfield. I almost want to say, think Firefly-esque, Star Trek Firefly thing, and that has a large cult following, but not very many episodes. And they're going to reboot this series into a movie. The actor who plays the main character is Darren, and he accidentally sends Danielle a text because his manager didn't talk him into doing a convention. He doesn't want to do a convention, so he accidentally sends Danielle a text because her father was the one who created the convention. And from there, the two continue to text. And then at this convention, they're going to have a cosplay contest where the winner gets to meet Darren, wins a bunch of money, and gets to go to the premiere in LA. And Danielle sees this as her way out of her stepmother's clutches. So she is planning on entering this contest. Cue stepsisters and stepmother being evil as they are. But yeah, if you know Cinderella, you'll know the plot of this book. I want to start with some prose. I love fandom culture, and that was a huge draw for me for this book. I loved how it was done for the most part, especially when she got to the convention. It just brought me back to the conventions I do. I do work at a local convention, and it just, my mind, I just immediately went back to that. I love doing that, and this reminded me so much of why I love doing conventions and why I love comic conventions and why I love this fandom culture. I mean, the camaraderie in there, and sure, you've got the few people that really can bring some negativity to it, but like, I've met so many wonderful people through fandom, and there were some scenes in here where you felt that camaraderie from it. And so I really liked that. Another thing I really liked was like the diversity, because Darren is playing the main character who is canonically a person of color, and Darren therefore is also a person of color, which is explicitly stated in the book. And there was lesbian romance too, which was not something I was quite expecting, but it was still really great and cute that it happened. I really liked it. There were a couple of cons for me. It was a great, cutesy, easy civil romance read. There was a little bit of insta-love between Darren and Elle, in the sense that they weren't really texting each other, and at one point Darren had to go out on a date with his co-star. Or no, he was filming with his co-star and they were doing this dance scene, and he was like, all I can think of at this moment was of Elle. And I was kind of like, if there was more text done off screen that we haven't seen, you guys have only exchanged a couple of texts between each other. Don't know how much you are in love with her quite yet, or why you would really be thinking more romantic thoughts, I guess, towards there. And Danielle kind of had the same thing going on. I mean, it all worked out in the end, but it was just a little too much insta-love before they even met each other. Another thing was Danielle's aspect of fandom, because when Darren was announced as playing the lead, she runs a Starfield fandom blog, and she's a pretty big blogger. So she wrote an article about whether Darren was like fan service or not, and it's mentioned throughout the book about some pretty scathing articles she wrote about that. And I get that Starfield's a big thing for her, and it was her dad's thing, and it was her connection to her dad, so I understand how important it was, but it kind of reminded me of some things I used to do that just kind of seems to bring some negativity to the fandom. And so that wasn't a thing I was instantly happy about to read, because like I said, I feel like it brings some kind of negativity to the fandoms. Another thing was the ending, because it kind of wrapped up Elle's side of things, and I get that it wouldn't have made much sense flow-wise to add Darren's side of things, but there's some stuff that happened to Darren that I wanted to see how it was still playing out. Like, what was his relationship with his dad now? What about his movie roles or stuff now? Like how is his side of things going? Because we don't get that. So it kind of felt like there was a little bit just left over. Like I wanted some more. I wanted to see how his side of things kind of wrapped up, and we didn't get that. And then this is another con, but it's just a personal thing that I knew going into this book. But my God, can I say how much I hate Catherine and, God, I think it was Chloe. Oh my God, I hate them. I hate them so much. No. Like, they're so much like that Umbridge character where they have so much power and they're all that sickly, nice thing. Like, oh, we just wanted to love you, but you did this and this and this and this wrong. And it was just so... I hate those characters. I hate them so much. Like, I hate them. But that's such a personal thing. I mean, it's something you have to expect going into a Cinderella retelling where they get away with everything. But it's just a personal thing. All in all, Geekerella really it reminded me why I love fandom so much, why I love Comic Con so much, why I love different shows so much. I mean, it just had that nostalgic love feeling all around me. I loved it. And as far as Cinderella retellings, I don't usually read retellings, but this was just super cute and fun. And despite the cons I did have with it, I still really enjoyed it. And can we also talk about how great this cover is? Because, like, here, I'm going to take off the desk jacket. Like, it's a whole story in and of itself. Like, it just all flows so nicely with each other. Like, you've got, let's see, Catherine and the twins here doing their vlogging thing, selfish thing. And then you've got Danielle and Sage in the Magic Pumpkin, which is the restaurant, which is the vegan food truck that Danielle works at. And then, oh, I didn't even notice it. You've got Frank, the wiener dog that Sage and Danielle steal from their horrible neighbor. And then it just seamlessly flows into Darren wearing the character's outfit on set, supposedly texting Danielle, who is also supposedly texting him. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Then it flows into, I'm assuming that's Lonnie, Darren's bodyguard, trying to fend off his fans. And it's just, can we take a second to, like, appreciate this? This is one of my favorite covers. I don't usually look at covers and think, man, I love this cover. But man, I love this cover. Then, on the hardcover, like, that's the desk jacket, you've got this beautiful blue book underneath that has the Starfield insignia on it. Like, I love this cover. That book did something right on that cover. It's great. But moving on. If you like that book, I want to know if you've read it or liked it or want to read it now. And if you've liked what you've seen and you want to see more, you can always hit the subscribe button. And I will see you guys all later with something. I'm not sure what now. But bye!